Hey guys, this is Jason Morris with Real Estate Agents to Really Work, and this is my For Sale My Owner Master series. It's free on YouTube. If you're not a part of it, join my Facebook group, Real Estate Agents that Really Work, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's going to be a lot of good stuff posted here, or really stuff that's posted constantly there. So today we're going to talk about follow-up scripts, and um, you probably already know that I list things like crazy. I don't have a big team, just myself, an assistant, a buyer's agent. I'm growing that, but I'm trying to do it smart. I don't want a lot of overhead and stuff. And one of the things that makes me different than other agents and gives me like such high conversion rates is I follow up like crazy. And now, my follow up stuff, I'm gonna give you some ideas on how to follow up with people that I haven't set an appointment with. And like this is a brand new lead that comes through. Typically I'll use my script. My goal in the script is to gauge motivation, talk to the seller about price, and either set an appointment and send them my pre-appointment package. Now, lots of times, sometimes I don't set an appointment. Sometimes I just end up sending my pre-appointment package. So what happens is my follow-up scripts are typically just one or two sentences or questions, and then I just let them answer. So the number one thing I do is after I send my pre-listing package, as soon as I hit the send button in my email, I'll send them a text that just says, "Hey, this is Jason Morris with eXp Realty. I just sent you my pre-appointment package. I want to make sure you received it and can open the PDF file. Please let me know if you don't get it or you have any questions." And then that's it. And typically, you know what? A lot of them respond. They respond a little later. Some of them respond immediately, and they'll just say, "Oh yeah, I got it. I'll look at it later," or something like that. So number two, after I do that, I follow up the next day with a phone call, and I try to follow up around the same time I made the initial call for and talk with them. So normally, like if you talk with them at 10 a.m. on Monday, there's a good chance they're probably going to be home at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, too. So and this is my typical script for that. It's just something simple. It just says, hey, good morning. This is Jason Morris with eXp Realty. I just want to call you and make sure you got my email yesterday. I wanted to see if you have any questions about it. Oh, great. Then I answer whatever questions they have, and then my closing question is always, "Hey, so when do you want to get your home on the market?" Or, "Hey, when do you want me to start working on your home? Or when do you want me to start working for you?" I don't ever say, "Let me come list your property." So depending on their motivation, I'll follow up again in a few days or a week, and I just do I did the same thing. "Hey, this is Jason Morris with eXp Realty. We talked, and I put in a date. We talked last Tuesday. I wanted to see if you had any interest on your home. Anybody's been looking at it. Ask a question about that. Has anybody been looking at your home?" Then I pause. I let them talk. If they have good things, they say, "Oh, great." If they have, "Oh, nobody's looked at it, I hadn't really had any calls." "Oh man, that sucks." "Well, when do you want me to start working for you? You said that you wanted to sell your house by this time." So I always try to, whatever their motivation was, if they were moving for a job, it was a divorce sale, if it was a property that was inherited, whatever it is, I always try to bring that back up and reinforce that. So I also like to take, if sometimes I'll have that house that like, man, it's in a certain neighborhood. I really want to list it. I'll look up solds in the neighborhood, or if I sold one in the neighborhood. When I sell one in the neighborhood, man, I'm going back through all of my leads, expireds, withdrawals, for sale owners looking for other stuff in that neighborhood. And I'm following up with them, and I'm basically going, "Hey, Mr. Seller, hey, we talked a while back. We just sold a home down the street from yours. It just closed for, whatever price. You were asking whatever price. Yeah, I feel like we can get that when you're ready for me to start working for you." Because typically in my market, we're going up now. So it's easy to call them and go, "Hey, you wanted 140,000. Man, one just closed for 150,000, or one just closed for 138,000. We can get you 140,000. When are you ready for me to start working for you?" You know, Number five, the this is my favorite one here. I like to follow up around the holidays when people are going to be off work, and and it typically goes something like this. Hey, Mr. Seller, we talked on such and such date or whenever, and Christmas is next week, and between that Christmas and New Year's, it's gonna be a lot of people off work and a lot of people in town. I don't want you to miss a buyer. I can make some time for you this week to get your home on the market. When would work for you? Like we got New Year's coming up. Then after the first of the year, there's going to be a lot of people getting their tax money back. So that's a great time to follow up with people and go, hey, Mr. Seller, this is Jason Morris. I want to give you a call. We talked we talked a couple of months ago about your house on Main Street. And, man, it's January. There's a lot of people getting their tax money back soon. So they're looking right now. I don't want you to miss one of these potential buyers. When are you ready for me to start working for you? And I like to follow up around holidays and important things that are basically times people are going to be off work, times people are going to be coming into some money. Those are kind of big ones. Holidays are fantastic, Number 6, I like this. I like this one too, man. I call it I'm going to be in your area follow up. And you got to be very direct and very assertive when it comes to this. You go, hey, this is Jason Morris with eXp Realty. We talked last week or we talked whenever, and about getting your home on the market. Look, I'm going to be in your area on Tuesday. I want to see if you want to meet like about 4 p.m. Will that work for you guys? And go ahead, tell them you're going to be in the area on this date, and go ahead and try to close them for an appointment on that. Number 7, I can't get them on the phone, stuff like that. I always follow up with the email. I try to be aggressive on those. My typical email is usually pretty simple. I try to keep it short. Nobody's going to read an email that's 3 pages long. It's usually something simple. Hey, Mr. Seller, we talked back in May about putting your home on the market. And since we talked, my office has sold X number of properties. I want to get yours on this list. A lot of these properties sold within 30 days or 90 days or whatever your office is selling them at. And they sold because my marketing works. I'm going to be in your area this week. Call me and let's set up a time to meet. I always like to do that, show something that's sold, or you can do the neighborhood. You can get creative with these emails. Hey, Mr. Seller, we talked back in May about putting your house on the market. I was looking in your neighborhood since we talked. 6 houses have sold. They sold for prices. Here's the 6 that sold. A lot of these sold in 4 days. Our marketing works and our company does X. I'm going to be in your neighborhood next week. I'd like to set up a time to meet. So number 8, if your office is small, the email in number 7 doesn't really work. Like if you guys have sold 2 properties in the last 3 months, that email is not going to work talking about your office. So you need to talk about your market. I want to tell you our marketing works. Hey, we talked last May. I want to see if you're ready to get your home on the market. I try to go back through my notes. I don't want to send a mass email because they're so impersonal, and you should have notes on all these people so you know what their motivation was and you know why they were trying to get it on the market. So, send them an email that says, hey, Mr. Seller, you told me that you're trying to move for a job, or you wanted to be, back in New York because you're having a grandkid and you want to be back there by Christmas. How's things going with your house? Have you sold it? Just something to follow up and bring up that motivation they had. Number 9, every now and then I'll have leads for sale owners and stuff that I haven't heard from. They hadn't responded to anything. I've left voicemails. I've sent emails, text, all that stuff. Sometimes I just like to send a quick text that is something like simple, like, hey, you still looking to sell your house at 123 Main Street? And you wouldn't believe the response I get. I always put their address in the emails and the emails and text message follow up, because if you don't, they'll respond back and you're going, oh man, what house does John Smith own? And you won't know what you're talking about. So, but I'll tell you guys, number 10, I saved this one here for last. I'm a master at follow up and getting creative for follow up. During my initial call, I always probe for information. I follow up based on the information people have gave me. If they tell me they're moving somewhere because of a job or whatever it is, my number one follow-up question is, and it's always like this, during my follow-up, I go, hey, Mr. Seller, You told me you needed to move by February 1st because of your job. It's um it's December 21st right now. That's only going to give you about 40 days, 45 days. I'm calling you because I want to help you. And when are you ready for me to start working for you? With your time frame, man, if you need to close on this thing by February 1st, we need to have a contract in the next 10 days. Bring up that. Don't be scared to tell them information they gave you. Don't be scared to repeat that back to them and say, hey, I'm following up with you because of this. You told me this, and I want to help you get there. You know, Keep in mind you're following up and stuff. Typically, these people that are for sale owners, they have a problem, and they feel like whatever that problem is, you know, a realtor's not really going to help them with that problem. What's going to help them is selling their house. You're following up with them because you got a solution to that problem. You can sell that house and you can fix that problem for them. So that's your main objective when you're following up. They've got a problem. Selling the house is going to fix that problem, and you can help them do that. That is your follow up. You know. So another great one I have. I'll throw this one in there too, man. I'll call people and I'll say, hey, Mr. Seller, this is Jason Morris. Hey, look, I was in your area yesterday. I was looking at some houses. How are things going with selling your home? And you let them talk a few minutes, and then your closing question, or my closing question is always, hey, so when you want me to start working for you? I'm gonna be back over there next week. How about if we meet Tuesday and get your house on the market? Now none of these are set in stone. You change these things up, you modify them to fit your needs, you modify them to fit your circumstances and stuff. But these are, this is, I just gave you 11 ways to follow up with for sale owners. Just keep in mind when you're following up with these people, you may have to follow up 8, 10, 15 times to get an appointment, because it isn't, lots of times it isn't that they're rejecting you. They're rejecting the idea you're presenting them at the time, or you're presenting them an idea that's just not going to solve their problem. And the problem is they've got a problem. Selling their house is going to fix that problem. So you want to help them with whatever that problem is. And typically they'll just go ahead and tell you. You say, hey, why are you selling? And you wouldn't believe how many of them would just spill their guts. They'll tell you their whole life, all their problems, all their issues and everything. And that's what you want. You want to try to be as personal as possible with these people. And, don't try to do anything fake, this real salesman-y and stuff. And, just be, when you're following up with these people, just be a real person. You're following up not because you want to list their house. You're following up because you want to help them. And that's the mindset that you need to build. You need to build that you are the best person to help them get their house sold. And you're the best person to help them fix whatever problem they have, So you want to make sure that when you're following up, that you have that mind and you have that mindset, and be prepared. I take some people I end up following up with a little bit longer than others, just because maybe their house is in a certain area that I got some certain areas that I really like, and I got certain property types I really like more than others, certain price ranges, and those people, man, I follow up with relentlessly. I mean, I got people I've been following up with for several months, and sometimes, hey, this week just won't work for them. They got life stuff going on. This week is Christmas, New Year's and stuff. If you're listening to this once it got posted, I mean, they got life stuff going on. They got kids' birthdays. They got work. They got, just stuff. So this week won't work for them. Next week might not work for them. It's the middle of the winter. It gets dark at 5:30, 6 o'clock. So you can't really, they get off work at 5. It's 5:30 before they get home. You can't really set a 6 o'clock appointment because, man, it's dark. You can't really take pictures. So, I mean, you can always set that late appointment, though. Go back and take pictures. Hey, we'll take pictures of the inside today, and I'll come back. I'll swing back tomorrow during the daytime. I'll get some pictures of the outside, while you guys are at work. It's no problem at all. But you need to become a master at follow-up. 98% of your business is not going to be done on the first call. It's going to be done on the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 10th, 12th call. So guys, if you're not subscribed to any for sale owner service Red X is offering, If you're in my group, Real Estate Agents That Really Work, tell Red X that I sent you. They'll waive all the startup fees. They'll get you set up with the for sale by owners and their Vortex CRM. They'll waive all setup fees. That's going to save you $150 if you go ahead and pay for 3, 6, or 12 months up front. They have some other special discounts and deals and stuff. They have some package deals and all kind of stuff like that. Plus, when you subscribe, you get all the for sale by owners in their entire database. So day one, you're literally going to have hundreds of people to call, and it only costs like $30 a month. It's the best deal right now in a lead generation or lead aggregation type service. So, guys, like I said earlier, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I got a lot of cool stuff that I'm going to be posting here in the next couple of weeks and couple of months. So, I'll talk to you soon. If you have any questions, go to my Facebook group, Real Estate Agents That Really Work. Ask them in the group. I'm more than happy to answer them for you.